Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a little bit of a situation going on with this Hololive concert, which is essentially the fourth concert for Hololive English called Serendipity. Now, this has been a very, what do you call it, hyped up concert. A lot of people have been looking forward to it. And again, this is based in LA over at the Shrine Auditorium, which is, yeah, in LA. So yeah, that's essentially where it's taking place, to give you guys a little bit of context behind that. But it seems like some people did have some issues whenever it comes to security and some of the stuff that happened there, and we'll get into exactly the experiences that some people had with that. Now, obviously, just to kind of preface that this isn't necessarily Hololive's fault. You know, it is more so on the venue and, you know, the venue themselves for, you know, not having the right things in place or whatever. That's essentially it, right? But yeah, there's been some people kind of talking about it, including this person here, Maddie. We talked about her before with the whole Elizabeth blood flame, literally going around and kind of finding fans and stuff around, I think it was London, like before cons and stuff, which was quite funny. Anyways, they talk about their experiences, saying, I rarely make a fuss over these things, but Shrine security has been high-key awful. One of my cosplayer friends was made to lift up her skirt in front of an entire queue. Another was denied his insulin for 20 minutes, holding up our group. Queues completely unorganized. It is. So yeah, it seems like they didn't have exactly the best experience with the security there. And they say, yeah, essentially one of them made, here's the cosplayer, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if this is the same cosplayer or if this is a different one. I'm assuming it's the same one, seeing she's commented on it, but she says, security made me lift my skirt up in front of everyone at Serendipity. Are you serious? So yeah, she's pretty furious about that. And yeah, it's extremely weird, right? You know, you shouldn't have to lift your skirt up in front of everybody at a, you know, a public event like this, right? I don't think it's necessarily like protocol or anything like that. So again, I think that's extremely weird, and I don't know why they did that. People say that's genuinely awful. I'm also in a cosplay now. I'm worried. Saying, I think it's because I have a hoop skirt on, but it's still genuinely a WTF moment. Saying, what the fuck? They're saying, I'm assuming because hoop skirt, but genuinely, yeah. They're saying, some idiots might have tried smuggling something that way before, and you just got the unlucky end of a dumb situation. Still, that's such a dick move from security. And yeah, I think it is one of those things where, I don't know, like maybe there's something better that you could do, like maybe like patting, you know, you down, or something like that, or at least at the bare minimum, like if you really needed to look underneath, you know, at least take them to like somewhere where they're not in front of literally everybody else, right? You know, it's one of those things to, you know, say that, oh yeah, can you just lift it up in front of everybody that's attending? Yeah, that'd be fine, right? No, of course it's not. Saying, what is wrong with Shrine security? Sorry that happened. Said you need to send Hololive this information because that's terrible for no reason. Shrine needs to never be used again. And yeah, as I said, it's not necessarily Hololive's fault. You know, obviously they picked the venue and whatever, but it's not like their security or anything running it. It is the security of the event, you know, place, which is Shrine. Yeah, I mean, maybe it is one of those things where you can like contact Hololive and tell them, hey, this happened, maybe don't work in this place again or whatever. Again, I think that could probably be the case. Obviously, Maddie also put this here saying they've also completely ran out of checked bag tags. So even if you have to arbitrarily pay to store your stuff with them, you can't even do that now. Anyone outside, what are they actually doing with checked bags now? The bag you to collect your bag after the show also runs out the entire block. So good luck if you had an after party planned. And I said, holy, why is every venue that hosts Hololive and concerts so freaking incompetent? Saying, I've seen a lot of posts about the skirt thing. What's up with that? And I think it is literally just as simple as they made her lift up her skirt, you know, as a security thing. But again, as I said, you don't really need to do that, right? Now, of course, as well, as you said, I'm generally fuming reading this. On my end, I had a security guide tell me my bag was fine and go in. Then another said no go to baggage check. So I got whipped around in different directions, tried to figure out what was going on, just to have them take the boxes with my souvenirs for everyone in that I worked so hard on for months. This might be the worst security yet. Oh, and the seats were awful. A lot of the people around either barely fit or got stuck every time they sat down. That skirt part was wild, man, not gonna lie. That the SH fans, if I've seen one, said very much so. So dear God, I hope someone from Holo sees this and is able to address it at some point, because yeah, and I do think it is one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's messed up, right? I don't think, you know, this should be going on. And of course we're saying, at least you aren't in my line of purgatory, because Shrine didn't like my Shiori wool scroll. The wool scroll is literally the only item I checked and paid $5 for. So wait, seriously, I'm so sorry, man, what the hell? So again, a lot of people unhappy about, you know, the experiences that others are coming out with. And of course, there's been a couple of posts on it saying, oh, dang, that is indeed not the best security for sure. Saying security is always inconsistent and it's really annoying. Like every venue that the girls have performed at has had problems with security. I'm not sure if any JP lives have this problem, but NA just seems to have a very incompetent security, even outside of Holo EN concerts. If the skirt thing was true, I hope that the cosplayer reports that to that security, because that seems out of line and more of an abuse of power. And yeah, as I said, I don't think there should be any reason that you should be asking someone to lift up their skirt, right? I don't think that, you know, I think there's alternative methods to checking whether they're hiding something down there than telling them to literally lift it up in front of them, because yeah, I mean, that's just, it's so weird, right? Saying issues with security is companies spend the cheapest they can get on it. So while the path to becoming a licensed security guard is very easy for a lot to get into, Prophecy Event hired some security contractors on the cheap who are cheap for a reason. So in comparing NA to JP Lives is super different. Hololive is a JP company. They barely have to worry about weapons and stuff and the likes of that over there. Make someone lift up their skirt is pure BS. Their security work though. Holo should be made more aware not to use trashy security. And yeah, you know, they're saying essentially the fact that in NA there is a lot more worries whenever it comes to what someone is going to bring into the concert or anything like that, because again, it's NA. We know what goes on over there, guns and all of that kind of stuff. So of course, yeah, you're gonna need like more tighter security whenever it comes to that kind of thing compared to a JP concert. So we really need new security people that are actually doing their own jobs, not whatever this is. That's pretty sad to hear. It's a US moment. So this is a Hololive event. Damn, better, expected better, to be honest. That the security is employed by the venue. So yeah, essentially it's Hololive has booked out this event or whatever. It looks like a nice place. And then of course, then this event place has then hired security. And then that security has been the problem, right? So it's going like down, down, down. But of course, yeah, like Hololive can't really do anything about it. Obviously, Hololive aren't really like involved with the process of picking security or anything, so they're not like at fault. But I do hope that maybe they see these posts and maybe you know, have some reports or whatever come in and they change potentially any future concerts to not be at that venue or not include the same security, because there clearly was an issue, right? Regardless of whether it was their fault or not, they should definitely look into kind of removing that and getting some better things in place, because it seems like a lot of people have had some pretty bad experiences, right? But yeah, I mean, that is essentially all there is with this situation. I just kind of wanted to cover it because, again, I thought it was pretty ridiculous that this has been going on. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use code Kazo, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.